So the beers that we've got now all sell very well, and some of them are unique to the store, especially the Belgian ones and some of these English ones here. These are a range of beers from Scotland. They're brand new, they've just been in Estonia for 2 weeks, but they've been talked about a lot before. People have actually asked me if I can get these beers into Estonia. I think that this beer, Punk IPA, is probably, in my opinion, the best beer that's currently available in Estonia at the moment. It's got loads and loads of flavour, a flavour that has not been witnessed in Estonia before. Very heavily hopsed, which is a traditional British style. Same with these beers. Very, very good beers from London. India Pale Ale, IPA. This is a style of British beer which gives the drinker an indication that it's going to have a very high level of hops in the taste. Hops is one of the key components of a beer that people decide they like it or don't like it, and I like it. And over here on this side of the store is Belgian Beers. Belgians are the Premier League players of beer. They know everything about beer that's absolutely possible. And even though we've got 65 Belgian beers here, this is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's what's available in Estonia. Recently we had some Belgians in the store who were absolutely amazed that all these beers were available in Estonia. So Estonia has certainly got nothing to be embarrassed about with their beer selection. In fact, it's very good, the amount of beers that are here. And these are all brought by an Estonian man who was working in Brussels, who loved the Belgian beer and decided that the Estonians should also be able to sample it too. Beers containing raspberry, containing cherry, wheat beers, beers which are made by monks, and beers which contain high levels of alcohol, such as 12%. But again, this is how the beer culture has to change. You don't drink a 12% beer like you drink a 4.6% beer. You drink it almost like a cognac. The glass that it comes in is conical to let the air come in, to let the aroma come out, and you're drinking it as part of an experience. The Belgians have a saying, it's quality, not quantity, and that's definitely the key thing on a 12% beer. You don't want to be going to a nightclub and drinking 10 of those. You don't go to a nightclub and drink 10 of those, simple as that. Here we got German beers and beers from Czechoslovakia. Traditionally, the key players in the Estonian import market, because of the old Soviet Union, Czechoslovakian beers is quite acceptable over here in Estonia, and I think Estonians are used to drinking Czech beers. And this is why Saku and Alakok are both bringing out types of Czech-style beer. It was the largest sector of the import market, but now I think the Belgians and the British ones are taking over. And it's going to get to a stage now soon where people are going to think that these Czech beers are getting a little bit boring. They want some more taste. And over here, and this is another indication of the changing culture of Estonia, is the fact now that we've got some very, very good Finnish beers. I'm not saying all Estonians think Finnish beer is pretty poor, but I think most of them do. My opinion, if someone said to me Finnish beer, I immediately think of Koff or Lapin Kulta. It was only until I actually went to Finland and I was introduced to the microbrewery scene they have over there that I realized how advanced they are compared to Estonia and Latvia and Lithuania. Of course, it's a much bigger country. But these beers I brought over just to see how they'd go in Estonia. And I think people started to buy them. They were inquisitive because they wanted to maybe prove themselves right that Finnish beer was bad. And others just like the style. It looks good. It doesn't look like Lapin Kulta. It doesn't look like Koff. And in fact, this beer, in 2 weeks, in the bar, I sold 300 bottles in 2 weeks. And I was selling it at €3.55. So it's not even a cheap beer. And then last but not least in this corner is the local beer, the Estonian beer. I'm not saying anything bad about it. Estonian beer is okay. I just think that because Estonia is such a small country dominated by two main brewers, they have to play it safe and they have to produce beer that everybody likes. I always say, as soon as a beer starts to taste of something, people can decide they don't like the taste and they'll move on to something else. Biggest selling beer in the world is Budweiser, which doesn't taste of anything. That's why it's the biggest selling beer in the world. But I really like the fact that Sakura and Allacott bring out their seasonals and bring out these different varieties of beer. Sakura Manchester, Sakura Dublin, Sakura Prague. They're all going in the right direction. Since I'm from Manchester, I just wish they'd have come to me first so they could find out what Manchester beer really does taste like.